How bad a period has this been for Boxer and Ben Shalom?
It's a tough period. Of course it is. You know, every promoter goes through that. Everyone has that. Eddie Hearn's had that in recent times. He's had that against Frank Warren, actually. You know, his record's not been too great against Frank Warren. Frank Warren's had to bounce back numerous times before. It just happens. It works in cycles, and I think that it's been a tough period, a tough year, really, for Boxer. They've got this big fight coming up with Natasha Jonas and Lauren Price, with a good little undercard on that. But, yeah, look, it happens. And it's been... Yeah, let's just say it's been a tough time for Boxer and Ben Shalom.
When are we ever going to hear from Ben Whittaker?
I messaged Ben actually, and he's obviously speaking about the comeback. He's ready to go already. He's fit, he's healthy-ish. There's obviously some still issues with his body. But look, with regards to Boxer and sort of the bad run, I mean, Chris Billam-Smith versus Zerdo is a tough fight. I mean, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a unification fight. That's going to be tough. Fabio Wardley versus Fraser Clark, again, 50-50 fight. Mm-hmm. The one he will be upset with is Ben, because Ben was a big favourite going into that fight with Leon Cameron. So it's been a tough run, but look, he's got Chris Eubank. He wants to make the Conor Ben fight. He's got some big names. Adam Azim's coming through as well. So Caroline Dubois. So there are some big names under the Boxer banner. He just needs to match them correctly, and let's see what happens in 2025.
Guys, one thing we do know is that of late and get into the new year, the action is coming thick and fast. I mean, we've got Tyson Fury up against Alexander Usyk, of course. That's massive, and that is next month. And then at the turn of the year, more accurately, January the 18th in Manchester, God only knows what will happen in this. Darren Till, of course, once of the MMA, up against Tommy Fury, brother of Tyson. That's in January. The two met yesterday. Now, if this is anything to go by, goodness knows what we're going to see in January, because this news conference, this presser, was something of a madhouse. Darren Till and Tommy Fury.
I know some good people in Liverpool, and I tell you what, you are this proper.
Little John, shut up, Little John, shut your mouth, Little John. Little John.
We apologise for the language.
I said it before and I'll say it again. MMA fighters can't box, and it will
Tommy,
happen.
you've got the IQ of a loaf of bread, mate. What are you on about?
That's all I'm going to say.
You're an empty head. You're an absolute...
And then it descended into chaos. So we had John Fury getting involved. Tommy was coming back at Darren Till, who wasn't stopping for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your take on that when you hear that, Addy?
You know what? This might sound controversial, but I love press conferences like that. Because look, I host, as you guys know, a lot of press conferences, and sometimes, honestly, it's like, I mean, it's getting like blood out of us. It's the hardest thing ever to do. That there, you're almost sitting back and like, go on, lads, go at it. And it's to sell the fight. And if you're Mams Taylor, who controls Misfits Boxing, where this event's going to be on, you're at home kind of rubbing your hands together like, okay, finally, we've got one that's exploded. You knew already. You saw the lineup, and you mentioned the names there. If John Fury's on a table with Darren Till, that was always going to go one way. I'm not trying to say it was set up like that, but it was always going to happen. Darren Till backs down for no one, and John Fury, we all know what John Fury's like. So I don't necessarily mind it. It is what it is. It's YouTube boxing. It's Misfits boxing. That's what it is. It's not quote unquote real boxing. So I don't mind it because it has its place. And it's not real boxing.
We live in a world of entertainment, and that's what it is. John Fury, love or hate him, he is entertaining.
Fantastic.
We know what we're going to get when John Fury turns up to a press conference, and with Darren Till as well, who's very, very fiery himself. It's always going to happen with the Furies involved. And I think that them sort of press conferences are better than the other ones.
They're better than the traditional ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mean to talk it down, but is that the only way they can sell a fight like this?
No, I don't think so. I think it's an interesting fight, and it's because you've got
it's
two
not for
guys.
The purists, so.
You got two guys coming from different disciplines. It's not for the purists. No, that's what I said. That's why I put it under that umbrella of entertainment. Yeah, because that's what it is. You know, you look at where Tommy Fury is in the boxing rankings. He's not at that sort of level yet. He's not even near British title sort of standard yet. Darren Till comes from his own discipline, and he's got a huge following as well. So it sort of makes sense. I understand it. The only thing I disagree with was Darren Till talking about if things are not going his way, then he'll take him out with a kick or whatever. Then that should be a red flag straight away. You go, if you're doing it under the boxing umbrella, you can't be talking like that.
No, you're right. You can't be. And I don't know if he was just playing up to the people watching.
Be careful what you wish for, though. That's the point.
I don't know. He is a bit of a crazy one, and let's not forget as well, he's a former UFC title challenger, so he's very capable of doing that. I think the big question going into this, or the big question coming out of it, is what is Tommy Fury doing with his boxing career per se now? Because this has been Jake Paul, KSI, and now Darren Till. Is he saying he's no longer a boxer? I mean, is he ever going to have a real boxing fight? I mean, I get it. Again, it comes down to money and paychecks, and he's getting paid more for this than he will for a central area title or British or English title. But he needs to come out and say, okay, guys, my boxing career is over and I'm not a proper boxer anymore, and I'm going to continue to do these type of things, because he's come from boxing stock.
Yeah.
And I knew him as a boxer first and foremost, and now he's a YouTuber fighter.
A lot
but
of
the
people
sport's allowing this.
But guys, a lot of people also knew him from Love Island and like from that entertainment world, you know, that YouTuber stroke influencer world. And he's chose that route because, you know, that's where all the money's at. Like, the money that he got paid to fight KSI was absolutely insane. You got this fight against Darren Till where he will earn money. If he's boxing at, let's say, British title level or area title level, you're talking like 20 grand, 50 grand. This kid's earning millions, and that's what he's doing. So
don't you think he would want to prove something to himself? Let's not. The bailiffs are not knocking at his door. He's okay financially.
Yeah.
Don't you think he would want to prove to himself that he can actually have a proper boxing career? Just go for it. And let's see. Now that you've got the money,
who wins it?
It's an interesting fight, to be fair. It's a very interesting fight.
Tommy
Fury should win it.
Darren can fight.
He can fight.
Darren Till can actually box. He's actually got good hands. He's been doing Muay Thai for years. So, I would swing towards Darren Till on this one, you know.
It's a tough call. It's a great fight.
Are you going?
I'm going to have to go towards the boxer, mate. I've got to go with Tommy Fury.
No, you going?
I'm going, yeah.
No, to the event. Will you cover it?
Well, depends if talkSPORT cover it. If they cover it,
there. Of course you'll be there. They'll both be there, I'm sure of that. In the meantime, this man is back.
It's time for Deontay Wilder to retire. It's over.
I think that what we saw... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now is the time to hang up your gloves.
The Parker fight. Now you don't have it anymore.
Listen, man. Everyone is going to have an opinion about you. But those opinions don't matter. You're going to go through losses. You're going to go through challenges. You're going to have life hit you and knock you down. But it's the mindset to get back up and keep pushing forward. Because no matter how many losses, no matter how many challenges, no matter how many times life hits you and knock you down, you better get back up.
Deontay Wilder is back. Did you think he would be?
No, I was praying he wouldn't be, because, you know, we saw against Joseph Parker, he looked a shell of his former self, and actually the fight had clearly left him after that trilogy with Tyson Fury. And then Zhang Zhang last time out, it was horrible to watch. Now him talking about coming back again, we're talking about a guy that's had like 48 fights, and that trilogy with Tyson Fury took everything out of him.
One second. This is the man that was okay with 58-year-old Mike Tyson getting in the ring.
No.
And now he's saying Deontay Wilder can't fight.
Totally different thing.
38 can't fight.
No, I'm not saying he can't fight. I said, do I want to see him fight? I said, no, definitely not. Did I want to see Mike Tyson fight at 58? Yeah, for selfish reasons. Because I was invested in, he was a big part of me getting into boxing. I thought, I'm going to see the Mike Tyson ring walk again. I've got a chance to relive that. But Deontay Wilder, come on, man. Look at that last one against Zhang Zhang. I mean, that was bad to watch, man. Another bad knockout.
I'm with you. I don't want to see him fight.
I want him saved from himself. He's been a great heavyweight.
But I was very excited by that promo video. I was like, oh my God. But no, I don't want to see it. You were mentioning it. He clipped you in it as well. So he's talking to you, one of the people that are doubting him. But no.
Absolutely.
There's so much money on offer. The problem is, Jim, very quickly, is that a lot of these fighters get the biggest purse when they're far from their best. So, you know, at their peak, they're not making the kind of money they are when they're on the way down. That's the same for Tyson Fury, AJ, all of them. Even Alexander Usyk isn't as good as he once was as a cruiserweight. So the money's just too big. And he's going to look at the checks and he's like, you know what, I think I can do this one more time. That's the problem.
Listen, do we see Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua?
I say make it.
That seems the fight to make right now.
I say make it. I say make that fight. If you're going to do it, make it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Guys, many thanks. Fabulous. What an hour. It went like that. Spencer, brilliant. Thank you so much. Where are you off to now? I mean, there's nowhere else to travel to, is there?
I'm just really happy to be sitting in Lord Jordan's seat. Yeah, actually, I'm going to the Duffy Boxing Gym, actually. We're going to record something with Expressions.
Expressions. My good friend.
Really? Yeah, so I'm
my good friend
recording
from the lineup
talkSPORT.
on
I'm training
BetMGM.
Crazy.
Brilliant.
Crazy.
Addy, fabulous as always.
Thank you very much. I'm going back to bed.
Bed? It's 1
Bed,
p.m., mate.
yeah.
Quite right. We're coming up to 1.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.